Hey, it's me, GV, and welcome to the first ever GView. Although we've obviously done stuff like this in the past, this is going to basically be a review featuring me, GV. Very much in the style of Donkey's videos. If you don't know video game Donkey, we gotta save a wolf here, by the way. Minor spoilers. We're very early on in the game for Resident Evil 4. But yeah, I kind of like the idea of doing a live gameplay / review. So you guys can see the gameplay that I'm talking about, see the graphics and everything like that, and then, you know, make up your own minds whether you agree with me or not based on the little slice of gameplay that you can see. But yeah, this is Resident Evil 4 Remake. It's just called Resident Evil 4, but the Resident Evil 2 Remake had, you know, remake in the title, but I don't know. This one's just called Resident Evil 4, but it's the remake of obviously the 2004, it's either 4 or 5, Resident Evil 4, which is a lot of people's favorite Resident Evil. A lot of people love that game, obviously, huge for people's childhoods and such. Not for me. I watched my friend play it on the GameCube way back in the day, and I was one of those people that was like too scared to play anything even remotely horror based. So I did not go near it whatsoever. Again, minor spoilers, obviously, Chapter 2 spoilers. I believe we're on Chapter 2. I'm going to be incredibly overpowered, by the way, because this is this is a lot of hours into the game. How dare you? Don't even think about it. Anyways. So yeah, Resident Evil. I've become a very fast Resident Evil fan since the release of Resident Evil 7. I've gone back to Resident Evil, done Resident Evil 7, did everything in it, then did Resident Evil 8, did everything in it, Resident Evil 2 Remake, did everything in it, Resident Evil 3 Remake, beat it, didn't like it enough to do everything in it, Resident Evil 4 Remake, loved it, and probably going to do everything in it. When I say everything, I mean everything except for like all the crazy challenges and everything. Basically platinuming the game is what I mean, which I'm currently attempting to do. This is a make money run pretty much because I want to get I guess I shouldn't spoil what I want to get, but yeah, goal of this playthrough is just to get as much money as possible. Anyways, I am taking forever to talk about the actual review of Resident Evil 4 Remake. What do I think about this game? Well, gosh darn it, it's near perfect. It is near perfect as a video game. It is amazing. The reviews everywhere doing very well. You know, people seem to love this game. As far as I can tell, I haven't really been in tune with the reviews as much as I normally am, because usually I like to look up Reddit threads about what people are thinking about a certain thing. Cue the everybody hates Reddit comment, I know, but yeah, as far as I can tell, everybody loves this game, and it is definitely well-deserved. This game is not only faithful extremely, because I did eventually play Resident Evil 4, the original. Oh, that's a snake. No. Oh, he still got me. Good for you. Also trying to not heal, but there's a not heal achievement for the entire playthrough, but that's going to be very tricky. But anyways, yeah, so I just completely lost track of what I was talking about. That's the challenge of doing these, like, live gameplay / recordings / reviews sort of things. But anyways, yeah, so this game is fantastic. Not only is it very, very, very faithful to Resident Evil 4, the OG, because that's what I was saying. I did play the OG when about like 2 or 3 years ago on Twitch, basically, is when I played the OG. So yeah, I did eventually play it, and I do know, you know, things about it and all that sort of stuff. But we're going to sell this guy, we're going to sell that guy, we're going to sell this guy and that guy and that guy, and no, we're not going to sell this guy because I need to do a handgun knife only playthrough. But we will sell these, and we'll sell that and that and that, and there we go. But yeah, not only is it incredibly faithful to Resident Evil 4, but it also like makes a ton of changes that basically all were good. It's that really rare sweet spot where They were extremely faithful, but then they also made a ton of changes, and every change was good. I mean, I'm hard-pressed to even think about what was a negative change. By the way, little thing here, you can just run up and go boop, and then boom, you got a challenge completed in the top right. Yeah, like, that's a perfect example right there. They changed this whole gravestone thing, because if I remember right, you had to do a whole gravestone puzzle, and they changed it. And, yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. It's they hit the very hard thing where they, you know, made the right choices and changes. So good on them. Good on Capcom. Good on Resident Evil team, whatever they're called. I don't know. Capcom, I guess, is just the all-encompassing sort of thing. But yeah, I guess we'll talk about the various elements now as we listen to Hunnigan here. So we've got story, which is just your I mean, that's the ultimate good thing about this game. This is a video game. This is just a freaking video game, man. I know that sounds dumb, but what I'm saying is this just harkens back to the day where you know, everything wasn't like this crazy, super taken seriously sort of thing. This is just a very fun to play game on every level. And so story-wise, you know, it's just like, hey, rescue the president's daughter, get her out of there. But there's obviously some cult stuff happening, and, you know, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's obviously a lot more in-depth than that, and they definitely buffed that up. Where am I supposed to be going right now? I can't access the church. I guess I'm supposed to try to access the church. Sorry for the sniffles, by the way. I'm still a little wee bit sick, just a tiny bit, like maybe 5%. What am I supposed to do? Church gate, church, but I can't access. No, I guess you're supposed to go through this door. So yeah, the story is basically very simple, but it gets the job done. And it's, you know, it's not even that simple. Ultimately, it definitely like builds upon what you think it's going to be. Hey, get the president's daughter, get her out. It definitely builds upon that quite heavily, in a good way. I enjoy the story, although it's, you know, very simply, you know, Ashley is the MacGuffin, what keeps the plot moving forward. Got to get Ashley, got to rescue Ashley, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, we'll save gameplay for last, because, hoo boy, if you're playing Resident Evil, you are playing it for the gameplay. That's basically why you're doing this, because Resident Evil gameplay is some of the best. There's a snake there. I knew there was going to be some of the best gameplay there is in the market. You know, it's just very unique. How the heck did you... What the heck out of here, boy? I'm going to try not heal, but like you can see, it's going to get harder and harder. If you're wondering why I seem to have a very overpowered weapon, it's because I do. I don't want to go into the nitty-gritty of how to unlock this or how to unlock anything. You know, if you're interested in the game, then you can figure that out on your own. That sounds rude, but what I'm just saying is, like, I don't want to spoil the experience for you, is what I'm saying. But anyways, graphics. Beautiful game. Resident Evil is some of the most beautiful games in the business these days. I absolutely love everything about it. You might be seeing a little more brightness than you're used to, or than what it should be normal. That's because I'm playing on my living room television, and the brightness is all out of whack. So I had to brighten it up, and now I'm playing back on my monitors to record this. But anyways, yeah, beautiful game. Animations, lighting, you know, textures, everything about it, absolutely gorgeous. Resident Evil does such a good job these days of making some truly pretty stuff, and gory and grim and all that sort of thing as well. You know, just a part of it. But yeah, graphics-wise, on par with Resident Evil 2 Remake of just basically being perfect for what it is. A few little hiccups here and there that I could talk about, sure, but like ultimately that would just be nitpicking. Let's get right to the sweet stuff, the gameplay. Oh man, it's so fun. This game is just fun. That's the ultimate success of Resident Evil 4 Remake. It's just a fun game. I mean, this is playthrough like 4, 5, or 6 for me. Probably 5. And I am not bored of it. I want to keep playing it. Unfortunately, I messed up with like getting the platinum, and I have to do an extra playthrough. Because you have to do a lot of playthroughs for this game if you want to get the platinum. Also, by the way, a little thing here. Oh, no. Little thing here. Oh, dang it. Yeah, you can get a trophy here if you throw a flashbang. it'll kill like 3 enemies at once, but the crows count as enemies or whatever, so you can get a nice little trophy there if you so wish, by the way. But yeah, gameplay is so much fun. My God. It doesn't have the element of searching every single room and getting every single thing like Resident Evil 2 Remake did, because the game is just so much more sprawling than that. You're moving to a lot of different locations, and, you know, you're on the move a lot of the time. It's much more action-oriented than, you know, like the survival horror element of Resident Evil 2 Remake, for instance. But, yeah, it's... man, gunplay is really fun. Landing shots and learning to go for the legs instead of the head because of the Ganado, whatever. Plagas. What's the difference between... Plagas is the virus. Ganado is what? I don't know. What is a Ganado? Is it just the bugs themselves? I don't know. Anyways. Yeah, that's fun. Going through, getting all the puzzles and everything. It's a lot harder of a game to, like, truly 100% by getting every single thing in it, just because there's so much to do. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Right there is a whole thing that I don't want to spoil. That is fun in its own right. It's got sort of a little bonus game element. The merchant's awesome. Getting all the different little pieces of treasure and combining them. You have basically every single thing that you wanted in the OG game to return. It's there, but it's done better. It's fantastic. So I guess I'm rambling at this point. What do I think about this game? Well, beautiful game visually. Story is a video game story through and through, but that's not a bad thing. And gameplay is just classic, super duper fun Resident Evil gameplay that's holdover since like 7, Village, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Yeah, it just really hits the mark. It has a lot of things to keep it fresh, but they're all things that I agree with. And ultimately, I don't know, man. Definitely hardcore recommend, especially if you're somebody that's going to go through and play this game multiple times, because there's just so much to unlock, to do. Yeah, hardcore recommend. I think I would rate this about a 9.2 out of 10. I want to give it like a 10. I really do, but I think the game is just like too big, basically, for everything being perfect to that level, if that makes sense. Like it's I was about to say the chapter number, but I don't want to spoil that either. It's a large game, and I think there's some elements here and there that are weaker than others, obviously, and I don't know. My gut is telling me a 9.2 out of 10, even though this is one of those that I want to give a 10 out of 10. But yeah, that's Resident Evil 4 Remake, folks. I love it. I definitely recommend it. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. I would love to hear them. Check out the Twitch and the Patreon. Links are in the description below as well. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.